right now, this time right now is not for you.
Blessed is he I read. When I be going through some things, you know I read. When I be going through my trials, you know I read. Do the right me.
I'm your host, Pulol Sharad. Thank you for joining and clicking on my videos. So today, today's topic, we're going to be going over having patience. I hope y'all go watch my previous videos. They're going to be linked, most high willing, over here. Let's go. How this topic really transpired is that, like, I found myself trying to rush into things that weren't my time. It's like, nah, girl, you ain't ready. Like, you just gotta just take your time. You got to calmate. You have to breathe. Especially when it comes to marriage. Like, for women like myself, it's like once you get, as it should be, really, once you get married, once you and said man lay together under the law, y'all already married, to be honest. So it's like, you really gotta take your time. You really gotta investigate this person, you know, and gain certain skills for yourself, because of course not all of us were taught how to be women and what to bring to the table. Like, I was watching this video by Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. He was doing a review about this woman who was like, I think 30 something. She was saying to herself, like, damn, I don't really have anything I can offer to a man. Like, what am I gonna bring to the table except sex? Let's just keep it a buck, except sex and a pretty face. So you have to really evolve yourself into more. Like, just because little kitty downstairs, she's meowing and, you know, she wants to get to scratching and she wants to she wants to experience and stuff like that. It's like, no, girl. So the first scripture is Revelation 1:3. And just to clarify, this is really intended for sisters. I don't know anything. Let's just get that straight. I really don't know anything. I'm unmarried, but I kind of jumped on my spirit, like, you know, just because I might be feeling like, damn, I need to be patient, there could be somebody else who could use this message too. Like, you know, certain things you do is not only for yourself, but it's for the next person who might just click on something, might just watch something, might just really need that. And that's really all through the spirit. So we're gonna go to Revelation 1:3. It reads, "Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." So this is why it's important to read. This is why it's important to have that foundation. Can't remember the scripture at the top of my head, but pretty much like, you really have to put your foundation in the Most High. You really have to put your trust in him, and just, as I always say in each video, resting in your femininity. You really have to rest in the Most High and really have to rest in his grace and be patient. Like, I'm gonna be transparent because it is what it is. Like, for me, I do want to get married. You know, I do want to have a companionship, and I do want to, you know, get married and stuff like that. But it's like, I might not be ready. Just because my body is ready and I'm physically ready doesn't mean I'm spiritually ready. Even the brother Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace to him, you know, he had a song, I can't remember, but the lyric was, "I know perfect timing feels like I'm too late." So it may feel like, oh man, it's like it's too late for me. Everybody else is getting married. Everybody else is doing their thing. Everybody else is da-da-da-da. But it's like, your path is for you. You know, your path is what the Most High intended for you. Let me get that scripture too. Psalms chapter 119 and 105. Again, this is intended for the sisters, because we as women, we are not supposed to teach the men. You know, whoever clicks on this video, it is what it is, but you've been warned. This is really just for the sisters to dialogue, to improve, to build, because we have a lot of work, you know, to do as sisters. But this video is just really just to tap into the patience, to tap into resting in our femininity, to tap into resting in the Most High and trusting him that whatever he has in store for us is meant for us at the particular time that it's meant for, when it's meant to happen. So let's get that. Psalms chapter 119 and verse 105. It says, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." So people may say, oh yeah, I'm trying to be married by the time I'm 21. Now that can very well happen for you. That can very well happen for you, sisters who are, you know, younger, you know, that can very well happen for you. But it might not be in God's time, you know what I mean? It might not be where the Most High wants you. You might not even be ready. Like, I had to do some digging myself. I'm like, yo, I might not be ready. Just because I may want something doesn't mean I'm in the space to accept it. And it's about resting in our patience. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's go to Galatians chapter 5 and verse 22, and it reads, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law." That word long-suffering is equivalent to patience, equivalent to being patient. You know, we may want certain things. I want it now, living in this microwave society of rapido, you know what I mean? But it has to be under a certain parameter. Though I'm like still young, I'm like eager. I'm like, yeah, I wanna this, I wanna do that, but it's like, it's like, nah, like, you need to examine yourself. You gotta pump the brakes, like from Jamie Foxx. You gotta really pump the brakes. Like, yo, take your time. Like, this ain't no rush thing. Like, this marriage stuff, this ain't no rush. Like, let's get that in our handy dandy Apocrypha. Let's get the rock, or Ecclesiasticus, as I should say, chapter 6 and verse 7. It says, "If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble." So you really gotta take your time. Like, you gotta move in the spirit. You know, walk by faith and not by sight. We gotta move in the spirit, because a lot of times, you know, the spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. The flesh is weak, like, oh man, he's tall, he got nice lips, da-da-da-da. Like, you know, it is what it is. Like, you're gonna find these people attractive, but it's about moving in the spirit. Like, hold on, let's just take our time. We don't have no business trying to rush into something that we're not ready for, that you may not be ready for, because it just might not be your time. And if y'all don't believe in that, hey, y'all can click off right now. This is not I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to offend the little ones. So if this is not, you know, vibing with you, you are free to click off. But if you so enjoy, please don't forget to give this video a like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to comment. Let me know what you think, if I should do more of these videos, if I should just let the spirit just flow. Let me know. But y'all been warned, y'all been advised, so let's continue. The scripture that I really wanted of, you know, not force the course of the river, just letting it flow, is Ecclesiasticus. It says, "Be not ashamed to confess thy sins, and force not the course of the river." Meaning what? You have to have patience. Like, us as women, that's like our role, is to rest, and not only rest, but also be that pillar of rest. You understand what I'm saying? This marriage thing, it's no rush. He will direct your steps. I actually had a precept for that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23, linking up with Psalms chapter 119 and verse 105, and it reads, "For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life." We are taking our time, you know, but at the same time, not too much time now. Okay, not too much time, because once you get older, your clock is ticking. So you don't want to rush to it. You don't want to rush through it, but you want to let it happen organically. Yeah, Ephesians chapter 4 verse 1, and it says, "I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that you walk worthy of the vocation where ye are called, with all lowliness and meekness, and with long suffering, forbearing one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace." Right? I'll just read on to verse 4. "There is one body, one Spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling." Verse 5. "One Lord, one faith, one baptism." Truth be told, the Most High, He is long-suffering. He could have destroyed us and wiped us off the face of this earth a long time ago, but He didn't. It's like, look, don't be rushing into no relationship you ain't ready for. Don't be rushing into trying to have kids that you might not be ready for. You know what I mean? Like, there's a song by John May. I really like this song. It's from the Continuum album. It's called Repair, or In Repair. And I'm not going to sing it because I'm not the best singer. But the point is that it's like he's saying, I'm in repair. I'm not together, but I'm getting there. And if I take my heart's advice, I should assume it's still unsteady. So those are the lyrics. Y'all go look it up for yourselves. Let me know what y'all think about in the comments below in the song. You really have to be patient. You just have to be. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. Let's get that. Let's, for order's sake, about why I keep saying rest in the Most High, why I keep saying rest and rest and rest. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 1. 1 Corinthians 11 and 1, and it reads, "Be ye followers of me, even as I am also of Christ. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you." Verse 3 is the point. "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man. The head of Christ is God." Verse 4, "Every man praying or prophesying, having his head uncovered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth, with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head. For that is even all one as if she were shaven. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered." Verse 7, "For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of the man." So us sisters, this is why I have my brim hat on, my little brimski, is because of that reason right there. Like, and when it says man, it's not talking about your husband. I mean, of course it is. It is talking about, you know, when you have your husband. But for those who are unmarried like myself, it's also talking about, okay, you may not have a husband. What about your father? What about your brother? What about your uncle? We as women, we are soft. We're different from men. Let's just keep it a buck. We're different, okay? We're different. It's also talking about the men that you see every day. You know, those good quality brothers that you see every day, because those are our heads. You know, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indian men, you're our heads, and y'all have to make sure you guys are operating in the right mindset, you know, because that's also going to have us to rest in order, because there's too much things, there's too much disorder going on in our society, too much disorder and folly and foolishness that's going on in our community. So we have to start resting, we have to start falling in line, we gotta start coming back in order, and that's the right order of things. It's God, Christ, man, woman, and the children. It has to be in order. 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, and it says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." Everything has to be in order. We're in this predicament because we fell out of order, because the woman wants to put authority over the man, because the woman wants to wear the pants of the relationship, and, you know, I got all the money, I'm the boss chick, da da da. But it's about, look, like, even when you're not married, like, it starts from now. This training, this patience, all the things that you're gonna learn, it starts from now. While you ladies are single, for those of you who are single, those of you who are married, all praise to the Most High. May your marriage prosper. May you have wonderful children. May the Most High open up your womb to be able to be fruitful and multiply. May the Most High bless y'all husbands and bless him with strong leadership, as well as bless him to guide y'all in the right spirit, and, you know, do what he needs to do as a man and the protection of your household. And may you sisters who are married, may you be the best feminine women that you can be, and reverence your husbands, as well as cater to them and be everything that he needs you to be, and may y'all be a wonderful unit going forward for many, many years to come. Right? So that's my humble blessing for y'all sisters that are married. But for those who are not married, I keep hearing this thing of, oh, only when I got a ring on my finger am I gonna start being a wife. Like, no sis, like, you have to start now. Tarry not, right? Let's get that scripture too. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 5 and verse 7. And it says, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of thy vengeance." I know it sounds rough, but it's the truth. Like, it is what it is. Either you get yourself right, talking about, oh, I'm not going, you know, as soon as I get a ring on this finger, on my left finger, that's when I'm gonna start being a wife. No, sis.
When I be all up in them scriptures, no, them demons can't get an addition, no.